Greetings, wonderful well-beings. Aloha. We out here. Yeah, so as you can see from the title already, it happened, all right? I am in the beautiful Hawaii, and it's honestly, I'm on a lava beach right now. It's a lot of rocks, a lot of lava going on here, you know, and yeah, man. I didn't really know if I wanted to do this video for a lot of reasons, but I'm gonna just hope the water's not too loud. We in here. This is like my favorite part, just being by the water. So I just wanted to really kind of tell you guys what's been going on in my life lately. Quit my job, gave up my apartment, and booked a one-way flight to Hawaii. Yeah, it's still quite unbelievable to me. So I've been here for about, I think this is like the 6th or 7th day that I've been here. And it's been pretty, it's been everything, you know? It's been everything that you could expect. Let me just start by saying I just couldn't do it anymore at where I was. It just really seemed like it was time for a change. It was time for me to go. It was time for a new beginning. And I actually booked a flight the beginning of January to go to Los Angeles. I don't know, something just told me like it's time to go, it's time to move, time to make a move. And I just felt like stuck, and I just wanted to get unstuck. Those were the feelings that I was having. And I chickened out of my flight. I actually booked the flight and everything for Los Angeles, and I canceled it. And I was like, I was so afraid because number one, I don't know anybody in Los Angeles. And if you guys been watching my channel, you kind of know that I did something like this when I went to Austin, Texas, but I was sleeping in my car. So I felt like I had that was enough for me to feel at least some sense of security. Like I had a place to sleep if I had to, you know. And so that lessened the fear when I went to Austin, Texas and slept in my car for like 6 months. But these moves were just different when I thought about going to LA. And for no particular reason. If you guys are wondering, like, why there was no reason. There was just something, just like Austin, Texas. The reason I went, I can't really tell you why. Well, I have a whole story behind that, but just a really spiritual calling to just get out, you know. And so yeah, I didn't know anybody there. Plus I didn't have a car. My car got repossessed. So it was just gonna be me out there, you know, starting a new beginning. And I chickened out, like I said. And so this time, New Year came around, and actually before the New Year, I was just like, I'm ready, you know, I'm gonna do this. And trust me, it's not easy. My mind tried to talk me out of going over thousands of times, like literally packing my stuff to leave, you know, making all the arrangements to, you know, leave my apartment. And just quitting my job was the really first step. Quitting my job was like, that was the first step. I was like, that's it, I can't do this anymore, because I was having a lot of things, a lot of things. I don't even know where to start with saying what was going on inside of me. Just a lot of stuff. My body was starting to ache. I was having symptoms. I went to the hospital. Like I was having a lot of chest pain, headaches. I just felt so cluttered in my inside. Like I felt so stuck. I just didn't know what to do. And I just know I couldn't work no more. I just know I was serving my actually last serving job. I definitely was like, the one before the last, I was like, I got to get out of here, because it was just not healthy. Everybody in there was stressed out. Everybody in the restaurant was stressed out. Like it was just not and like right before I left the environment, I kind of started to get, you know, cooler with my coworkers and stuff, and so it was kind of like, damn, gotta go now. But then I found another servant job. I'm like, I just need something that's gonna be less stressful and, like, you know, a little better, you know, still gotta pay the bills, right? So I went and got another servant job, which I loved it, you know. I love the atmosphere much more. It was like a more family, close-knit type of environment, which I loved, you know. But still, it just wasn't it. Like my inner being was like, this just ain't it. I can't do this anymore. And it was stressful. My body was just like, no. It was a rejection. Myself, my inner self, my higher self was rejecting it. And so I was like, I can't do it. And I don't know what's next, you know. I just can't do it. So after I quit, I just kind of had a lot of time to myself in my apartment and just thinking. And just actually the move to Hawaii was kind of random. It was kind of impulsive. It was like, this is where I'm going. Book the flight, we're going. And the whole you know, time before I came, a lot of thoughts trying to just ask me, like, what are you doing, what are we gonna do, blah blah blah, like just the ego just going off with questions, fear, a whole bunch of fear. And like I said, even though I was packing my clothes the night of, ready to go the next day, my mom was still like, what are you doing, the whole time. And while it was talking, I was still walking. I was still just walking through. And let me tell you, man, that was like one of the, I feel like, hardest things ever. Just for my mind to be telling me no, to be in such a state, in such a state of fear. And I kept walking. It's kind of like walking through the fire. It's kind of, or walking through like a place where everybody's throwing stuff at you, and instead of like backing down or turning around, you just keep walking. And like, that's literally what I did. I had to keep walking through fear, through doubt, through my mind questioning me so much. So I hopped on the flight. I was like, this is happening. This is fucking happening, man. And I had 4 flights. I had one, I came from Atlanta, so my first flight was Atlanta to Dallas, and then it was Dallas to LA. Finally got to go to LA, even though it was just the airport. But Dallas to LA, and then LA to, LA to the first part of Hawaii, which was my first stop in Maui. And things got crazy there because I almost gave up. I almost turned around. I almost was like, yo, this ain't happening. I'm going back to Atlanta. And like, there were just thoughts, and I was just already like almost there, and my mind was still like, no, nah. It's crazy, man, how the mind can stop you from doing something you want to do. And it's like you control it. You control your life. Even with it's going to be fear, especially if it's something you've never done before. It's going to be fear. Fear is going to be there. But it was like courage, you know, that kept me going. Because literally, I was about to, even then, like, still, like, listening to that little devil on my shoulder, that little ego saying, you can't do it. What are you doing? What are we gonna do? No, this is not it. Because the reason I got stuck in Maui because the COVID thing. So at the airport, they don't let you get past like a certain part unless you have a COVID test, a COVID vaccine, or you're going to quarantine somewhere for 5 days, right? So I had no idea what I was gonna do because I didn't have a COVID test and I didn't have vaccine. So I was like, I'm done for. after missing my flight, I actually missed my last flight to the other part of Hawaii that I'm here at now. And I'm just still sitting there like, what the fuck, man? Like, but really just, I was holding on to an inkling of faith, just a little bit of faith I was still holding on to. And I'm like, this can still happen, like this, you know? It was a lot of fear. It was actually more fear than faith going on in my mind at that time. And I just sat there and let some hours pass, and then I finally was able to find a place here that I could quarantine for 5 days. And that it just came through, and I had to spend a night in Maui, which was it was incredible. It was incredible. Like, Maui is so beautiful, and I had such a heart-opening experience there. I met these two guys. It was just such a heart-opening experience. And the next morning, you know, the next day, I hopped on my next flight and made it here to my destination in Hawaii. But back to the heart-opening thing. It brings me to why I'm here, you know? Because there was moments where I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know why I was here and what exactly was going on. I just knew I needed to go. I didn't know. That's scary too. That's scary, walking into the unknown, not knowing why you're doing it, just walking. It was so scary. And even now it still is. And that's why I was kind of skeptical to make this video, because I'm still in the fear. I'm still in the fire. And a lot of times I want to show up. And that's one of the reasons I, you know, stop making YouTube videos all the time. Because it's almost like I want to show up this master already. A master of, you know, my consciousness and stuff like that. And I'm not there yet, you know. And I'm still having to overcome a lot of fears. And there's a lot of stuff that has been inside of me. Emotions, resentment, fear, all these things that have been inside of me that's been keeping me stuck from making any moves, just scared of life, scared of living, just scared. So many things. And I'm still like here. I'm not healed, you know, but I decided, you know, this is the time to actually be present and to actually make a video. You know, the times where I'm still not even sure what's gonna happen. I'm still in a place of uncertainty and fear, you know. And for a long time it was hard for me to say that. It was hard for me to be honest with my true emotions, the negative emotions that I had. I was scared to admit that I was scared, that I was in fear, that I was, you know, holding on to stuff and carrying all these emotional baggage. I was scared to just say it because I just wanted to be, I read so much spiritual material and I just wanted to be like healed already and like be perfect and not look at those ugly traits about myself, but they're there, you know. And I feel like something that I'm just learning is there, it's there for a lot of us. The fear, a lot of the traits that we don't like about ourselves or that we've been suppressing, or just a lot, to really like look at myself in the mirror and like be 100% authentic, you know, and stop trying to look past it and avoid it, which was only making it worse. Avoiding it was only piling it up. It was only creating patterns over and over again. And it was like this trip was like the first, you know, one of the times where I feel like a lot of times in my life I would start walking and then I would turn around right when I get like to the middle point. Instead of keeping going to the end, I turn around. And I've created so many patterns doing that. I walk that walk. I feel courageous. Like, yeah, I'm doing this. and then I'll get to the middle and turn around. And it's been loops. It's been loops of the same thing. Me starting something and turning around. That's why I'm so glad I got here, you know? I'm so glad I got here. This is only the first win, I feel, of this journey right now. Because I'm still in a place of, I don't know what's next. I don't know. But what I do know is I'm ready to heal. I'm ready to get this stuff off of me. I'm ready to become who I really am. A loving person who can connect with people without being afraid. That can make moves without being afraid of just living my life. And I realized that, man, it's been a lot of stuff. It's been a lot coming up for me. Like, I know that I need to heal. And I know that a lot of us are going through similar things. And it's like, these lives that we've been living are not helping our true self. It's not resonating with our true self. It's not. We're like living a lie. That's how I felt. I was living a lie. And I felt like it was life or death. I felt like I had to leave or I was going to die. That's how I felt. It was like life or death. And then it comes to this point where it's like, look, I ain't recommending nobody to do this, because I've watched a lot of videos about, you know, people just quitting their job. And look, the first act of courage was to leave. But I have to have courage to keep walking and not turn around. I have to keep going. So it's like, just because I'm here, the journey ain't over. The fear ain't over. Like, I'm still having to walk. And I have so many fears to overcome. And already been in a place where, like, I don't know anybody, and there's fear already there for just being in a whole brand new place. And then to have to keep courage that it's gonna work out, like the next step, and not even knowing really what the next step is. The planes in the air. But yeah, not even really knowing what the next step is. You know, that it takes a huge amount of courage. And I ain't gonna sit up here and say like I'm invincible, because I'm still scared. I've been having a lot of thoughts just still based on the life I was living prior. It almost feels like I've been so locked up in my own mind, like in my own jail, that making moves like this is still scary. And I know for a fact that I have more stuff to deal with. And my ultimate goal is to become myself again, get back to myself and love again. And you know, that's all I preach about. That's all I preach about on my Instagram, on my YouTube. Like, it's what I know. It's what I know that I am. It's who I know that I am. Everything that I say is who I know that I am. The thing is, I just been talking the talk, you know. It feels like I've been talking the talk a lot, but actually not walking the walk, you know. I like, how can I preach about faith and believing in yourself and self-love and you know, faith over fear and love over fear, and I'm still stuck in a place of fear. So I feel like this was just the first step for me to walk the walk instead of just talking it, you know. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of a new journey. We are in a place right now, and I feel like if you're watching this video, you kind of know the world right now is shifting. And we're coming back to ourselves, which is an unconditional love, which is that childlike essence of God in us. We're coming back to that. And there's a lot of stuff that we got to give up and let go of in order to be that person. There's a lot of emotional stuff, all this stuff. And it was affecting me physically, my body. I'm like, nah, man, I want to live. I want to live, man. So I have to do this for my life. I had to do it for my life. I couldn't keep pretending. And I know, trust me, I know how hard it is. I have so much compassion because I know how hard it is to let go, to do something different when it seems like you don't have any other way. It just feels like that, you know, working a job and, you know, paying bills. It kind of feels like, yo, I don't know any other way. How am I going to survive? And I ain't saying it's easy. Like I said, I still have fear right now. It's just, I choose to trust myself. I choose to trust that source, God, my inner being is really going to, my shoes, is really going to take care of me. That's like really what trusting in yourself is. Like for a long time, I couldn't trust anybody. I couldn't trust people. I couldn't trust anything. I couldn't trust myself. But this is an act of faith showing my higher self that I trust you. I trust you. And I have to keep these affirmations in my head. Even when the fear is clouding my mind, the fear is getting thick, I have to keep walking and be like, I trust you. It's hard, man. It's hard. Especially walking into the unknown. Like, how, God? How? But I'm telling you, it's all about trusting yourself, man. And you really gotta trust yourself the whole way and just keep opening up and trusting. And even with people, that's one of my hardest, I feel like, lessons is connecting with people. Because this is something that I've dealt with for a long time. I've been so isolated. I've been so alone by myself because I just was literally scared of people, scared of connections, scared of trusting people, scared somebody's out to get me, the world is out to get me, scared of being controlled and manipulated. And it has a lot to do with us being lied to growing up, you know, especially like my generation. I'm 31, so it feels like we're finally coming to a point where, like, yo, this system and what they've told us is not who we are, and it doesn't serve who we really are inside. It only makes us slaves, and it makes us something that we're not. And then we get so lost in it, and then it's like, damn, what do I do now? Because this is, we identify with it. We're like, this is us. We're an adult. We're responsible. We're going to work. We're paying bills. We're doing this stuff that we have to do. We just got to do it, right? But inside, we're crying. Our child is crying. Our inner child is crying because we are not serving the divinity within us. We're not, and it's so unfulfilling. It's so unfulfilling. I'm telling you, like, people with money, people with good jobs. I've been watching a lot of videos on, like, people quitting their jobs, people in the corporate world making 6 figures. They're like, no, this ain't it. I am not fulfilled because they wasn't serving their true self, you know? And I just want to serve my true self. And as hard as it is, the only hard part is letting go of my old self and the person that I thought I was supposed to be. Because we were raised thinking that we were supposed to be this person. And then now being grown and older and realizing, who the fuck am I? That is not me. That is not me. Who I've been told to be and what I need to be is a lie. And then it's almost even more heartbreaking, because it's like, damn, so I was right for not trusting people, because people just lying out here. People lying and living false lives and fake identities, right? It just makes you even more like, yo, this shit is crazy, right? Makes you not even want to trust anymore. Makes you almost want to just fucking take yourself out, for real. Like, it's that deep. It's deep. And I believe we're definitely in a shift. We're definitely at a shift right now where we're waking up and people are seeing that what really matters, because this shit don't matter. This that system that we've been living in don't matter. It's not fulfilling. What we've been programmed by competition and fear and power, false power, which is like control and manipulation and greed. You know, these are things that has been running us for a very long time, and it's come to a point where we've completely avoided our true self, completely. And not even completely sometimes. Sometimes we still, you know, allow our true self to come out sometimes, but for the most part our inauthentic self has, or the part that they created has overshadowed who we really are. And I think 2022 is about balance. It's about bringing balance back to ourselves and making ourselves back whole inside, just becoming whole again, and really focusing on the things that really matter, like love and community, and just like really serving each other, and not being in competition, and not being so greedy, and just actually uniting community and unity. Like, this is where we are now. We want the same thing. All humans want the same thing. We want to be loved. We want to be successful. We want to, you know, live comfortably, you know? And I just feel like in order for me to bring balance back to my being, I have a lot to let go of. I have a lot of forgiving to do. I have a lot of clearing out to do, because I realized I've created a lot of demons, a lot of inner demons. And what I mean by that is thought forms. That's what demons are. They're thought forms. They're negative thought forms that exist in your mind. If you have, especially their patterns that you always think about, they're like your inner demons. Like, for me, my inner demons is a lot to do with, I project, because from many years of not trusting people and being afraid of connecting with others, I realize I project. I think the worst of people, and it's hard for me to get close with people and keep connections. It's been hard for me, and that's because my own inner demons, I project them onto people. And a lot of us do that. And that's why we're scared and we judge people, because it's like these demons are showing what, you know, we created them. We created them. And now they're like pretty much running our life, keeping us in a state of fear, so we can't be ourselves and actually love, you know? And yeah, I'm just there with it, you know, some toes in the water. I'm doing this for healing, you know. A lot of people might look like, oh, she on vacation, she out there being irresponsible. Oh, these are things I definitely already had to struggle with it within myself. Like all these things that tell me that I'm being irresponsible, or that I'm crazy, or all these thoughts have already came into my mind. So it's like I don't care anymore. I don't care what people think. So it's like I just have to do this for me, and ultimately doing it for me is going to help others, really being a service. And I feel like that's what I'm here for. I feel like I want to be able to be that safe space for people to really open up about their struggles and their pain, and to help them, through the process of like awakening and releasing that pain, especially after like having to let go of a whole identity that we thought was us for like so long. It's like it's not gonna be easy, for a lot of people. I'm sure some people are already on their journey, have been letting go of things, and some people are just starting, and it's like we need to be able to hold space for everyone, for those people who are having to literally go through an ego death, really like die. Their identity has to die to become who they really are. And me, I'm still going through it. So it's kind of like I'm in the middle of it, but I feel like I don't have to be 100%. That's one thing that I had in my mind, that I had to be 100% healed to be able to be a healer, and that's just not true. And that's not true for you either. You can still heal and help people even wherever you are on your journey. And I know for a fact this is what I want to do. It's important to me, and I see that this is where the world is going. This shift is happening, and I want to be able to be a source, be a vessel to channel these messages, and to have space for people to talk about it, and to tell, to really be authentic and honest with what's been going on in your life. This false identity that we've been living. Talk about it. And like really stop pretending. What real thoughts, what real struggles are we going through? I think that's what we're going to meet each other at, as a humanity, in the authenticity of grief. It's really grief, because we're dying. Like, it's like literally an ego death. We're dying to our old self. So it's like, it's grief. It's we're mourning. We're mourning. So that has to happen in order for us to just let that old identity die, and we need to be there for each other to hold that space during that moment of grief, and just that period of confusion and uncertainty, and not knowing how to go about it all the time, or just be someone to listen and understand, be a reflection. And I'm just like, I understand. I can have compassion for people because I understand. I know. And I'm out of that motherfucker. I'm getting out of that what I thought I was supposed to be. And I'm just here to hold space for anybody that needs to just talk about it, and maybe going through any struggles. I understand. And I'm not judging. There's no judgmental place. No matter how bad it is for you, like, I'm just opening up my heart to just be that person for people, And I feel like that is ultimately, that's life for me, That's life, really supporting people on this journey right now, and this shift that's happening, and just being a compassionate, supportive person, because you might be around some people that don't understand. They're still faking. Like a lot of us grew up, that's how I felt growing up. I was young, and I felt am I crazy? Like, I felt like, I felt like you might feel like the only crazy person or the only sane person around. That's how it feels. It's like everybody else is kind of like pretending like everything is all good. Like we're just doing this, and all these deep emotions that are suppressed down in us, we're kind of just like keeping them pressed down and acting like they don't exist. But in reality, we're in pain. And it's only just festering on the inside with us not having somebody to talk to about it, especially if there's no one around that understands what you may be going through. But I understand. And yeah, I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but just let it come out like that. And I'm on this journey, man. And I don't know, like I said, all I know is what I want to do. And what I just said I want to do, that's what I want to do. As far as like Hawaii and whatever, it's just I'm here, you know. I'm here to heal, and I'm here to be of service. I'm here to walk through the fire, walk through my own fire, and just be burnt to ashes, to rise again as my true self. You know, and this shit gonna be tough because I got a lot of shit that I've suppressed for a long time, but we're here though. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. You guys comment. I know it's a long video, but let me know what you guys think, you know, what you guys feel. I will be I will be launching my website. I'll put the link in the description, which just offering like support calls and anybody who needs support at this time. And I just want to be that space. I just want to hold space for people, and I feel like that is my purpose. That is the mission. Like, what else? I'd rather do that than be at a 9-to-5 job, just working for a system that I feel don't work anymore for us as a community and humanity, and what we really need. And we need heart. We need authenticity. We need love. We need to stop pretending. And so yeah, I'll put my website, and I'm just gonna open it up to anybody who just wants to talk, anybody who's resonating with this video, who just might need a safe space to talk to somebody without, you know, judgment, you know. So appreciate y'all for watching. You already know we win in wellness. Put your crowns on and keep your crowns on, because we winning, you dig. And we're opening up our heart space, you dig. Slowly but surely, no matter how long it takes, we're gonna open that thing up. You feel me? All right, you guys take care.